Hello, actors. I'm currently sat here having a conversation with myself, as you do, and I thought that it might be a conversation that other people might want to hear, especially clients or actors that I work with, because it's kind of reminiscent of a lot of conversations that come up in coaching sessions. So I'm currently working on funding outreach for my advocacy platform and non-profit, and so I'm using IMDb Pro to find the contacts of representatives of actors that I think would be interested in hearing about the platform. And I feel like I'm peeking into another world. I'm coming across agencies that I've never even heard of. They don't have a website, they don't have a social media, and they represent 10 clients, and every single client is a hugely acclaimed, well-known actor. Like these actors that we all know and love, and their experience of the industry, and the people that represent them, and the companies that they now run. And it's just been really interesting because I feel like if I was doing this 5 to 10 years ago, there would be this ache within me of, oh my God, I want this. I need this. How did this happen to them? How can it happen to me? You know, envy and comparison and like just thinking I have to get to the point that these people have got to, or the projects that they get to work on, or the level of acclaim and recognition that they get. Because back then I thought that's the kind of thing that would validate me as an actor, and that's what I should be working towards. And I don't feel that anymore. And it's not that I don't want to anymore, or I don't want that kind of career. Like, absolutely, I would love even a tenth of the sort of career that people like this are having. It's just that I know now and truly understand that that is not reality, and it's not realistic for actors to strive for that. So the iconic Phoebe Waller-Bridge, for example, she's got UK representation, US representation with like 5 representatives. She's got a commercial agent, 2 literary agents, a publicist, 2 legal representatives, and a TV literary agent. She runs her own production company, and all of this from a one-woman play that she took to the Edinburgh Fringe. And that is incredible. And I wish for that sort of success for everyone who sort of makes their own work. However, I now view that path as akin to winning the lottery. I don't need to tell you that success in this industry isn't just about talent. It's about timing, luck, right place, right time, connections, privilege. When you entered the industry, for example, Judi Dench coming into the industry and where she was able to go is going to be very different to Carey Mulligan coming in and where she was able to go, which is very different to me or someone coming into the industry now. But we know that only 2% of actors earn their main source of income from acting work. And an even smaller percentage of that 2% are actors like the ones that I've just spoken about. So why do we compare ourselves to people who have experienced a career trajectory that we will likely never experience? And I'm not saying that to be negative. I'm saying it to be realistic. Because, you know, Phoebe's experience of Fleabag and where that then led is phenomenal and amazing, and I love it and so well deserved. But how many other actors have taken shows to the Fringe and not had the same opportunities afterwards? Thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands. Now, I would love to win the lottery, but I don't wake up every day comparing myself to lottery winners or feeling like I'm inadequate or that I failed because I haven't won the lottery, because I understand that the reality of me winning the lottery is so minutely small that there's no point feeling any sort of way about it. And that's kind of how I feel looking at the IMDb pages now of actors that we all know and love and admire. And if I could click my fingers and be in their shoes and have the opportunities that they have, I absolutely would. But I'm also not going to sit here like I would years ago, like, God, I wish that I could do this. Oh, it's so unfair. Oh, I'd do anything. Like, I so deserve this and I work so hard. Like, why isn't this happening to me? Because there's no answer. There's no answer to that question. You can do everything right. You can be the best person in the room. You can be working the hardest and have all the right connections and still not get to that point. And I know I'm good enough. I know I'm skilled enough. And I know that I really deserve it. I deserve, and so do you, a career like the people that I'm looking up. But I also know that this industry is unfair. It doesn't care about me. And there is so much out of my control that I'm not going to let those factors make me feel any sort of negative way about myself and my journey and my career. And this has been huge growth for me. Like, I was that person years ago. I will be happy when. I will feel like a proper actor when. I just have to get to this point to make me feel valid and worthy and prove to other people that I'm the actor that I know I can be. But what if that when never comes? We're in an industry that only really celebrates and spotlights the 0.004% of the industry, but that doesn't mean that we have to perpetuate that idea. You can be a valid, successful actor without multiple representatives or an IMDb credit list as long as your arm, without red carpets and award shows and cast announcements in Variety. But it is up to you to unlearn the unrealistic industry ideals that is pushed by the industry, but also the world at large. And it's hard work to do that, and it takes time. And, you know, there's a grief that comes with that, of sort of grieving the career or the idea of the industry that you thought that you would have. But it's so worth it to be on the other side, to be sat here and looking at people that before would have sent me into a spiral of comparison and self-doubt and fear, and instead go, yes, I would love to be in their shoes, but it's also not making me feel any negative sort of way about me and my own career. And I'm proud of myself and the career that I've made for myself and the work that I'm doing. And if everything changes tomorrow and I end up with a publicist and a manager in LA, love it. But I'm not going to beat myself up or feel less than if that doesn't happen, because I know that that only happens to the teeniest, minuscule sector of this industry. Because if you're an actor, you'll know tons of actors. So look around and ask yourself how many of them are living the life you dream of, and how many of them are in a similar boat to you. And if you need help with that journey, that's why I started Acting with Alexa, person-centered acting coaching and consultancy, industry guidance. It's also sort of the crux of my upcoming book, you know, how to lead and have a successful career without necessarily the markers of success that is peddled by this industry that is only relatable to a teeny tiny few. So take some time off this Christmas from the hard graft, the industry pressures, the comparison. Focus on yourself, your well-being, and the joy that you can find in your life and career as an actor, which is just as valid and just as worthy as the actors out there picking what dress to wear at the Oscars in a couple months.